Welcome to another edition of the Go Nose Podcast. I'm your host, Gregory McCoy. This podcast is by a fan for fans. I am not a journalist. I am not a reporter. I am not an insider. I do not work for a website. The majority of my content comes from me and my opinion. Other information comes from the internet. If you're a Florida State football fan today, there's no reason to be up in arms. There's no reason to be angry. There's no reason for none of that. We did not get voted into the playoff. That's out of our control. That's out of this team's control. Florida State did everything that they were supposed to do in terms of winning games on the field. We won the conference championship. That's all you can do. You know, if they're basically going to say this is a one-player team and that the injury to Jordan Travis basically makes us a non-factor in competing for a championship, it just shows you that, you know, college football, the postseason of college football is a joke. You know, the fix was in long before Jordan Travis even got injured, and that just made it more convenient for them to leave us out. Because to my recollection, when it was Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, Florida State, Washington, you know, they were saying that Washington was going to move up to number 4 over Florida State before the North Alabama game. So, I mean, the fix was pretty much in. And you can sit here and tell me that a committee is picking the teams, but let's be honest. ESPN is picking the teams. Okay? ESPN is going to pick the teams that's going to give them the most views and that's going to make the most money. And I understand that. I don't have a problem with that. But don't come out and just say something crazy. Okay? Texas and Alabama, Washington and Michigan give you the best product. Because nobody watched TCU, Georgia. When you let Cincinnati in, nobody watched that. So having 2 years of testing a lesser team in the playoff, we pretty much came to the conclusion that, okay, we don't need to let a team that doesn't meet a certain criteria in terms of viewership into this thing. We need to get 4 solid teams in there that we know that the majority of this country is going to watch. And if ESPN would come on TV and say that, I could step back and say, okay. You know, because I seen last night against Louisville, I seen maybe the best defense in this country. That's what I saw. And if I'm Florida State, our season's complete. You know, I wouldn't play a bowl game. Because you can't ask a senior-laden team to go out and risk their NFL futures for a meaningless game. And let's just face it, it would be a meaningless game. You're not competing for a championship. It's meaningless. You know, forget the Orange Bowl, forget the Fiesta Bowl. We're out. Let Louisville go play that. And that's really how I feel about it. No sour grapes. No sour grapes. We did our job. We won all our games. We won our conference championship. That's all you can ask. Okay? A committee didn't vote us in. And, you know, it's crazy how fans are just crazy in general, man. Like fans can really sit here and take solace in the fact that Florida State didn't get voted in. We didn't lose any games. We didn't lose and lose the right to play for a championship. We didn't get voted in. And you're you're somehow, you think you can sit wherever you are and, make fun of that. That's crazy to me. If we lose, okay, come with the nonsense. But if we win all our games and you're a Florida fan or a Miami fan or a Clemson fan and you're talking junk and we beat y'all, in Florida we beat you with a backup, okay? It's crazy to me. But it is what it is, man. You can't, like I would just say to all Florida State fans, no sour grapes, man. Let's do what we do. Be classy. Accept what has been handed down to us. I know, someone's going way higher up's probably going to try some legal stuff. I don't even want to get in that way. I don't want to have to take something to court to try to get in this playoff. It's a pageant. It's not a playoff. It's a pageant. And like I said, I don't have a problem with what they're doing as long as you're just honest about it. We want the 4 teams that's going to make us the most money. Just say that. Don't say the 4 best. Say the 4 that's going to make us the most money, because Florida State is one of the best teams. We have a 0 in the loss column. How can you not say that we're not one of the best teams? One player does not make a team. Okay? Is Jordan Travis a very significant part of this team? Yes, he is. But so is Jared Verse. So is Brandon Fisk. Keon Coleman. Tua Philly. Benson. The offensive line. Akeem Dent. Cypress. There are other key players. And we've won in spite of not having arguably our best player. So, it is what it is, man. Like, I actually woke up at 1 o'clock and found out the news, and this is pretty much what I expected. Because like I said, before the North Alabama game, I felt like the fix was in. So I'm just going to be honest. I didn't think we could win these last 2 games. But we did. And we won the ACC. That was my goal before the season started. Going to the college football playoff, I didn't think we could accomplish that. I thought we would lose to Clemson or LSU. You can go back and listen to those episodes. I thought we would, before the season started, I thought we were going to lose at least 1 or 2 games. I felt like we had a pretty good team, but I didn't feel like we could go undefeated. The goal for me was to win the ACC, and we did that. I'm happy with that. I don't want to play in a bowl game because we're not going to have our best players. You can't ask guys with prominent NFL futures to go out there and play in a meaningless game. So I'm happy with 13-0. I'm happy with the ACC championship. Everybody else that is, trying to make fun of Florida State, get a life. That concludes this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. It's available on YouTube. It's available on all podcast platforms. As always, go Noles.